Welcome to my presentation on Padlet, a tool for blended learning for Opal 550. As a brief introduction, Padlet advertises itself as a digital pinboard with very basic similarities to Pinterest. It can be used personally or be shared with others. In the case of blended learning, we're going to focus on its sharing and its communication abilities. Posts to the pinboard can be done text alone. They can feature images, videos, links to other sites, or other multimedia in order to share knowledge and collaborate together. It is a cloud-based tool. The information is saved automatically, similar to how Google saves your work, and it updates in real time. So if someone posts, you're going to see it right away on the board, and that is thanks to its cloud-based nature. Currently, you can access Padlet via a web browser or through an app, which is compatible with any smartphone device or even on the Kindle. They offer extensions for the major web browsers to make working with Padlet smoother. However, at present, there is no desktop-based way to work with the program. All right, now that you have seen a brief overview, we're going to very quickly go through how to create a Padlet. It's very simple. This is your dashboard screen, which is when you log in. This is what you're going to see first. On your dashboard screen, you have a help section with various tutorials, various ways to connect to them. They are very big on support. They have information on their accessibility issues as well. You have the search feature if you know exactly what you are looking for. Here are the boards that you have made. Here are the ways that you can organize it, including creating new folders, which will be specific to your organization. You are able to join Padlets up here by including a link. Gallery will give you a lot of examples of existing Padlets that you can use for inspiration or even ask to be made into templates. The Manage People is exclusive to both Backpack and Briefcase. It's how you keep track of the people in your organization. What are they doing? Do you need to suspend them for a little bit? And it's also how you're going to get your reports on their participation. So to make a Padlet is very simple. You first select a template that you want to use. Of course, they have existing templates that are very nice, or you can request that they create a template for you. But these are their basic blank Padlets to work from. The stream and shelf I'll go over later in an example. Canvas could be really great for showing some connections. Grid, great for setting up an orderly process. Back channel could potentially be used in a synchronous discussion, as it does have the text message and chat room type look to it, and it does update automatically with that cloud feature that we discussed already. But we will create a basic wall. It does come with default settings, and it kind of sets it up differently each time. That's why they give you the modify option right away. You just alter things very quickly. And then it gives you a lot of customization options. You can pick an icon to support it, which is typically an emoji. You're able to customize your address that you send out to people. And then of course we get into appearance. What kind of background do you want? Several options to choose from for you to customize it. We'll pick one just very simple here. You can also add your own if there's something your organization wants you to use. Attribution, yes, we want to know who put it, and you see here that it's very simple. Just toggle your option, how you want the post to be. That's up to your opinion. And to make it great for e-learning or blended learning, it does allow for comments, which gets that interaction. You also have the ability to choose reactions that people can post. The star and grade mode might be really great if you are trying to evaluate how they did with an option and to give feedback to them. But for now, we'll just choose like, because most people are used to it. Content filtering, requiring approval, again, could be very good if you're trying to keep track of who has said what. It allows you to quickly kind of check those off and see how they're doing before it gets posted. And a fun feature, should somebody use some bad words because they are a little bit too passionate about a topic, it will replace those words with an emoji, and we will select that. Next, and we are ready to go. The next thing you'll probably want to do is share your board. You go to the share option. Easy to add members. You just add their emails or their usernames, and it'll send a link to them. Privacy is probably a very big component. When it's private, nobody else can do anything with it. So you are going to want to change that to maybe password, where if they have a password, they can access it and they can work for it. Secret's probably your best option though. People cannot Google it, but if they do have the link or the code, they can get in and they can work with it. Or of course you can share it with everybody in your organization as well. And then you set what you want them to be able to do. I want them to be able to write. Save those options so they go into effect. Then we have, of course, the ways you can share it. You can get a link. You can get a QR code, print it up, put it up on the wall. People scan it with any of their smartphones or Kindles, and they have access to it. Fun feature is that you can put it on your website. Let's say your organization already has a site that people are used to using. They can interact with your Padlet directly from that site. They do not need to come to Padlet.com to work on it. They can do it right from the website. It has the exact same features. And of course, standard sharing through email and social media. And you can even get physical copies if that is what you need for your particular situation. All right, so now we're ready to create a post. Very simple to do. You can simply click this widget and it will create a post, or you double click and you have a post. It does come with options to upload many features. You can of course have a file, link, Google search. You can film yourself. You can have a voice recording. You can record your screen, draw something. A lot of options to give people ways to respond, which does allow for a little bit more individuality. Once you're done, click off. And there is your post. People can comment. It also allows you to very quickly drag and drop a file should that need to happen. So let's try this small file here. It will process the file. And there you are. You have your post already created, ready for people to comment. Simply edit it. And your file is ready to go. Right? So again, like I said, very simple, very easy to use, simple interactions. We are going to go back to the original dashboard though and look at these two examples that could be good for e-learning. The shelf mode allows you to put things into columns, which could be great. You could assign things based on topic for people to work through and discuss, or even put people into groups and tell them to work through different matters at different points in time. And it has the same uploading and posting capabilities as we saw on the wall mode. Or you also have stream mode, which looks very much like a traditional website. You just scroll down through the different posts that are available to you, have people comment on them or respond to them as well. Kind of has that Articulate Rise or again any other website that you've worked with type feel. So hopefully this is a tool that maybe you can use in your organization. As you were watching the demonstration, you might have developed ideas for how you and your organization could use this tool, or maybe you're still a little hesitant on how to best implement Padlet, particularly for a blended learning situation. Padlet is probably best used for the asynchronous portion of the blended learning solution, where learners can add to the board and respond to comments in their own time. For instance, you could use the stream or shelf templates to create an e-learning session with videos, readings, or links for learners to work through, place discussion questions with items to generate some interaction with the material and with each other. I won't rule out the synchronous use of Padlet due to the fact that it updates in real time, but there are certainly better tools out there for having synchronous meetings. The back channel template, for instance, has a chat room feel to it. If it was a small group, it could function maybe as a forum for a live text-based discussion, or possibly even verbal, as voice recordings can be attached to those particular Padlet posts. Padlet is very user-friendly. It's easy to get started, both as the Padlet creator and moderator, as well as on the user side. They very much have thought through the process of signing up, creating boards, and even concerns on appropriateness of materials, as we saw in the demonstration. Interface it's very simple. There's not a whole lot in the way of distractors on the site. Despite this though, if you get into their help section, it can feel a little bit clunky, for lack of a better term. Otherwise, again, it's a very simple, clean, easy to follow interface, which is ideal for those learners who might have a greater tech-based learning curve than others. So even those who aren't great with technology could easily jump on these boards and be successful with them. Reliability, not going to be an issue with Padlet unless, of course, your internet is down or their servers are down. The tool is going to work exactly as it advertises that it will. The support and security for Padlet, they're both very good quality. The level of support you receive, though, does depend on the version that you are using. Your pro versions where you're paying, you're going to get quicker attention than the free version. When you're on the site, though, they also offer a support chat feature. They'll let you know if someone is available, which I think is a nice touch. However, I have seen most of the time that it says we are unavailable, but if you leave a message, they will get back to you. They also provide YouTube videos and Padlet-based tutorials on a number of topics. They're organized to help you find the right tutorial quickly, and the site does feature a search option. The YouTube videos are relatively short. They're highly focused on different setup and operational questions and walk the viewer through in a step-by-step process. Many don't feature narration or sound though, so you do need to be paying full attention from the beginning of those videos. For security, Padlet claims to transfer your information on their site the same way that banks transfer information, which does sound like quite a high level of security to me, but it might not be enough, say, for those of you in certain military positions or government operations where a top secret clearance is needed. It is probably still a little light for that, because they do use the usual encryption methods that we've seen in several other tool presentations. On to the pricing element, which is usually a make or break for organizations. They do offer a free version. It has the exact same functionality as what we saw in the demo, but it's far more limited. You only get 3 boards and you can only upload files that are 10 megabytes. The Pro plan is your next level, and it is $8.25 a month. $99 for a year. It features unlimited boards, 250 megabyte file uploads. You can organize your work into folders, and you do get priority support. Our highest level, and the one you saw me working with, is both the briefcase and the backpack plan. Backpack being for schools, briefcase being for organizations. They're $12 per user per month or $99 per user annually. Backpack is a bit more developed at present, as Padlet originally marketed itself to schools, but Briefcase really isn't that far behind on it. They both offer unlimited boards, the 250 megabyte file uploads, and priority support like the Pro plan. But going further, they have the ability to customize the logo and the domain name and the organization-wide monitoring in order to keep track of user participation and activity. Right now, Backpack offers reports and analytics on user participation, and it can connect to Google Apps or an existing learning management system. And according to Padlet, those same features will be available on Briefcase very shortly. They are catching up, like I said, very quickly. But Briefcase will go further in that it offers portfolios and analytics and allows guest accounts, which could be helpful if you want to bring in a guest developer or you want to allow others to share information that might be experts in the field. Finally, the little cherry on top for both these high-level plans is that Padlet will send you a handwritten love letter to show their appreciation. As I stated before, they do like to add that very human and personal touch to their site. To end this presentation, we're going to look at the pros and cons very quickly. On the positive side, it's a very simple tool, very easy to learn. It offers a high degree of customization for your organization and your audience, and it gives the administrators the ability to monitor activity and generate reports for analysis. All those could be great for a learning department in an organization. The biggest negatives to me is that the support area does feel a little clunky when compared to the rest of the site. They don't appear to update their tutorials as regularly as you would expect. This could be because they don't need to, but it would like to see that they're tending to their materials a little bit more. And there is very limited integration currently with other tools that your organization may have, especially if it's outside of the Google line of products. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind in regards to workability. Overall, this is a pretty useful tool with possibilities in the blended learning field. Thank you for watching this presentation on Padlet.